Welcome to the Spin Wiz Comic Show.
Whoa.
From Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us for exclusive interviews with the publishers bringing you the newest titles in indie comics, webcomics, movies, and more.
No way.
And now, here's your host, Jeff Palumbo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Great to talk to you. Thanks for being here. It is Wednesday night. I have not one, but two amazing guests in one tonight. That is correct. I'm going to introduce them in just a second. So, but thank you all for being here. I know on a Wednesday night, sometimes it's difficult. You're like, Jeff, it's hump day. I'm already drinking. I'm not drinking yet. The two people that I'm actually interviewing, I think, are already drinking, which makes me, damn, yep, they are both drinking. I see them as they're showing me as I'm trying to sign on. So for those of you on Facebook Live, it's going to be awesome. For those of you on YouTube, it's still awesome. It's just not live. That's all there is. But we're going to be talking about an epic, and I do mean epic, conversation tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. The one gentleman has actually been with Spin Wiz Comics for about 9 months now. VOODOO Nations was his latest creation, if I'm not mistaken. He's the man. He's bringing on his friend who I have just met, who, again, used to play Unreal Tournament, so he and I are besties. He just didn't know it yet. So instead of me or you talking to me and just watching me in my bald head kind of do some stuff, let's bring these nice gentlemen in. Travis Gibb and David Galiano, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here, taking some time out on your Wednesday night to talk to all these fine folks. Peter Reset coming in, already drinking with you. Congratulations. Maybe I should have just said that we're drinking tonight. Come on in and talk about comics.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. Wednesday drink day. It's like Masked Singer, just it's about drinking.
Yeah.
Like, let's drink, and if comic books come up, then we'll talk about comic books. Like,
yeah, that's fine. So funny note about that.
Russian.
What are you drinking?
It's a White Russian stout with coffee and vanilla added nitro.
Who's making that one?
It is a Left Hand Brewing Company out of Longmont, Colorado.
Well, damn. And David, I don't think you have something so fancy, do you?
no, I'm drinking a lime piss Bud Light.
Oh, lime Bud Light. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's fancier than regular Bud Light.
All the other writers make fun of me because I like the fruity beers and the seltzers and things like that. So, yeah, we'll be getting together, and they're like, "Oh, let me get the most manly beer you have," and I'm like, "Do you still have those cherry seltzers back there? Let me get like 3 of those, please."
Can I have a White Claw with a bit of grenadine in it, please?
Pretty much. I'm a basic white girl trapped in a overweight, balding bearded man's body.
It's all right. Normally, I'll drink some bourbons with you. I drink bourbon and scotch, but I mean, really, I'll drink anything you put in front of me except for vodka.
Well, I mean, I heard if you drink bourbon and scotch, you have to at least drink one beer. I mean, that's what the song says, at least.
Yeah. One bourbon, one scotch, one beer. I agree with you. So Brian Silverback's coming in too, giving the old boom to you boys.
That's my boy.
Yes.
Which,
Yeah,
was
he is,
another
he is
great.
in our campaign. He's part of the group. Both Peter's daughter's in here.
Peter's daughter's in here too.
Oh, and Danny's in here. Yeah.
Yep.
Danny Morales coming in. You said two best looking guys in comics. I'm assuming that you're talking about David and I, or
Probably.
I didn't know if I was getting looped into the Travis and David duo here. I mean, I have a nice fade. I did it myself. It's just that I don't have much hair to fade anymore.
Oh yeah. What is my hair doing? Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of. Let's see what we can.
It's the
Trav,
Gibb.
This is your go-to. Like, you're like, what is going on with my hair? I'm going to talk to my audience right now, and I just want you guys to know that we're doing a book coming up soon. And
there you go. Is that better? The sway sideways.
Every
looks
time
fantastic.
Every time I see you in the car, your hair looks like that. I thought that was your thing.
It's a style.
I don't cut it or comb it or anything of that nature.
That's all right. You don't have to. Travis got a haircut just for this book.
I did.
Wow.
I had the COVID stuff for a bit, and I recently changed it because I knew I was going to do all these interviews. I was like, why not try to help out a little bit?
Danny's got all the insights on you guys. Danny, do you have anything else you want to talk about these two?
Oh, God.
Throw it into chat, dirt, and that really drives the views, to be honest with you, and more people will watch it after.
Don't listen to anything that Danny talks about. Listen, Danny, what happens after the signings at the collective stays at the signings at the collective. All right, relax.
Wow. Holy crap.
Yeah, and Danny doesn't really like me, and we are the lesser of the Melbourne crew. I mean, Jonathan Hendricks is the guy. He's the next Donny Cates. We just hope to exist, at the collective and be acknowledged.
Hey, I get to write a comic book every now and again. I'm happy. I'm okay.
That's awesome. It does. As he said, David does sign amazing remarquees on his books when he signs, or unless that's remarks and he just spelled it with.
I think it's supposed to be remarks
in the French version.
I like remarquees.
Remarquees.
That's what I thought he was trying to get across. I thought it was a private joke, and maybe it is. So, but the remarks, and then he said you're the next Tom King.
I mean, I think he's talking to Travis on that one.
No,
he said David.
He said David.
He posted honestly, David, so
I can't see anything that anybody's posting right now because I can't get the Facebook.
Well, that's why I'm here. I'm the moderator. You're fine.
There you go. So I'm not posting anything. Cool.
Nobody came to see me. I mean, granted, Travis is already part of Spinwiz Comics. We've talked on this before, so everybody knows when we get together, shenanigans semi happen. But bringing you into the mix, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. So, and Peter says it's sort of like Bismarcky, and so. Yeah, we're going to get that going.
Is that Jewish? What is he talking about?
So drinking, back to drinking. I don't know if you guys know Mike Tiener or not. He did a couple comics that were pretty good. He does Bad Bug Media. He's part of Bad Bug Media and does Black Jackets is his name to fame. He wants to have a drinking stream hosted by yours truly, and I can fit up to 49 people on the screen at one time.
Oh, let's do this.
I'm excited. I'm game.
And it just happens the fact that we're all comic book creators. I consider myself like a quasi creator. I have a title. But I also have a distribution platform. So I guess that evens out a tad.
You're doing better than most, yeah. I've got a title, so don't feel bad. That's me and you. One book. Let's do this.
Well, I have a issue of a book. You have multiple.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he has a complete series. David, though he started in late, he went to the finish line quick.
That's a problem that I have. Yeah, finish quick.
Well, hey, I mean, yes, this is a sharing stream. Really, I should have been drinking. Most definitely now.
We'll talk if you'd like to go. I mean, we could just.
Yeah.
If you want to go, just like chug a fifth real quick, like Travis and I can take over the show.
I'll bring. I'm worried that you would take over the show. I think that's the problem. What happens while I go get my bottle and I come back and it's on fire?
I mean, shit happens. That's all I can say. Oh wait, can we say shit on this one?
Oh yeah, it's completely family friendly, meaning all the way up to 75 years old.
Oh fuck. Okay, good.
Yep. So
but only 75 years old. Like if it's 76, like you just offended that 76-year-old, and we just lost a viewer and a backer.
Just lost half the audience just now.
Yeah,
all the 76ers.
I think 76 plus A don't know what Facebook is, and B, if they are on, they're just like, fuck this guy.
Actually, hold on a second. See, now in my day job, I work I work in a hospital.
Oh, God bless you.
Let me tell you, those elderly people are on Facebook all day.
Really?
Yeah, they know Facebook.
That's awesome.
I was taking care of this like extremely hilarious 80-something-year-old lady who's on Facebook like flirting with dudes, like talking about her life, like all this stuff. Every time I came in, she's like, "I met a new man." I'm like, "Oh, well, you go, girl. All right." So
good for you. Get on the floor and break that hip.
I'm just saying, like, come back to the hospital again, like for good reason. Like
that's right. That's right. Danny's coming in saying Travis is the next Grant Morrison. He's just weird.
Ooh, that's nice.
Is he trying to say that my books don't make sense, but maybe if you read them enough times, you'll figure it out?
What he's saying is that you have to read an omnibus of a discontinued series from about 30 years ago to understand the story that you're currently writing right now. That's what he's saying.
I mean, that sounds about right. That's fine.
Yeah, that's-
It's our crime. I want to keep it basic for you fools.
That's awesome. Peter says his grandmother is 92 and she's on Facebook.
Right? And she's probably hitting up those 93-year-old guys. She likes them young, so.
Yep. Or in the 80s.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, at that point, why
Grandma's
not?
strutting. Grandma's strutting.
Hell yeah. Now that all the kids are on the TikToks. And all the other people are on the Parlor or whatever the hell that thing is.
Parlor or Mima or whatever. I don't know. What
I can't keep track of them anymore.
They keep telling me. I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to go to, so I get confused.
I don't know. Danny told me about this app that's supposed to be really good called Grindr. I don't know. It's a good place to meet people. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm going to download it tonight and see what happens.
Yeah. Best of luck. Let us know how that turns out. We'll do a part 2 for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's
the
what
only
I
way I'm
do.
getting back. That's the only way I'm getting back on with these shows. Is
Are we live on Grindr
All
right
my
now? I
personal-
just want to make sure.
Danny says it is his favorite.
Yeah.
He's telling you what his favorites are. Why wouldn't you trust your friends?
I'm serious, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't judge either, so it's all good. So you guys actually have a comic coming out, from what I've heard. It's on Kickstarter. Do you want to talk at all about that, or maybe? I mean, we don't have to. We can just keep on going, but I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, who doesn't? It's where I found Jonathan. Obviously, for Jonathan Hendrick is who we're obviously talking about. He's got Freak Show and The Recount. He's also on Spinbus Comics. Yeah, you know what? I got a lot of. I'm getting half of you guys that are in this Cthulhu Invades Oz. Oz. I think half of them are actually partners with us.
Yeah. I think that's about right. I think most of them are on there. So what I did, what the book is about is, Cthulhu Invades Oz. It's pretty self-explanatory. Cthulhu goes down to Wizard of Oz. Dorothy sells out the Oz, and bad things happen. So what I did was I took the 50 best creators I know, and put them together, and David, put them together, had them write this amazing book. So we all got together, started writing this amazing book. We've been working on it for over a year.
Damn.
Doing all sorts of stuff. It's 100% complete. There's a couple of prose pieces and some editing to do, obviously, and that'll be done, tweaks. But the book, and we show the pages that we've got them all done. So it's all ready to go. We just need some help to get, all the contributors paid and to print some copies, and get them shipped out. It's a really cool idea. It's Lovecraft meets Oz. Really, really amazing stuff. Really happy to be with all these amazing creators. And as you know, some of them are the best in the business. They're the people making the waves in the indie scene and the Kickstarter scene.
Mm-hmm. I love it. So, Jerome Gagnon, did I say that right? I always botch his name. Come in and say you're so damn right. So
I think he's talking about Grindr. So
again, I don't judge. This is a judge-free show, so you can say whatever you want. Book looks beautiful. Travis let me scroll through it last week. Ooh, Danny coming through saying that you actually let somebody scroll through it besides yourself.
Yeah. I mean, wow. you as the host, you can see it if you'd like.
I want to see it. Yes, of course I want to see it. I like the reason I got into indie comics was because I like most of the people who write these comics. They're real. They have jobs. They have lives, and they're doing it because they love it. Or quasi lives. Let's get real. I mean, we don't, full-fledged real life type stuff. Not really so much, but we try.
I mean, let's be honest. Because we're writers in the indie scene, we have no life. Like, we work and then we write, and there's nothing else in between. Like, family tries to sneak in there sometimes, but forget those people. Like, they're just gonna hold you back.
Yeah, my wife texted me.
I just saw Danny's comment. It said, "Wouldn't be surprised if 3 to 5 people from this book are published via Diamond Publisher in 2021." Danny, most of the people in the book are published by Diamond right now. It's actually a bigger percentage who are published in Diamond than not. It's actually only about 25% of the book who's never been published in Diamond.
Wow, damn, that's crazy. And then yeah. Danny said 3 to 5 is me lowballing. So yeah, that would be.
No, I think you're better off. Says 3 to 5 of them won't be in Diamond in 2020. That's probably a more accurate statement.
Yeah,
So
that's very true.
I'm on your Kickstarter page right now. I have already linked it in chat just so everybody, obviously the people that are in here now, you might be some of the creators, like Silverbacks is in here and Danny's in here. So obviously some people are already in. But for those of you that aren't, make sure you are, if you're live, click on it. Go give it a little boost. If you're on YouTube's watching this, just scroll below. It's the only link down there except for our link to Spinwiz Comics. You can find it. It's easy. Go promote it. And eventually we'll have it. So, but we're going to give that some time before we do. So I love all this. Do you have a section on here? I'm looking as to who writes all the different characters.
Yeah. So if you scroll in the middle,
Creators include
pictures of the characters. You'll see the creators, but that doesn't tell you who they're writing for characters. But if you keep scrolling down, you'll start seeing pictures, and in the captions of those pictures, they'll tell you who writes them.
Okay, I'm still going. Okay. Dorothy, The Betrayal of Oz is written by Travis Gibb, art by Emily Rysett, which is Scott's daughter.
Peter's daughter.
Peter's daughter.
Peter's daughter. Yeah, she is 14 years old, and we asked her to do it because, again, connecting the Dorothy's 14 in Wizard of Oz and putting it all together.
Wait a minute. She's 14 and this is her art?
Correct.
And yes, she is extremely talented.
Holy crap. Peter,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I actually hire her to do commissions for me where I take my characters and I put them on other creators' books, and she does an amazing job.
Wow. Holy smokes. I am blown away. Danny also wants to say that David's Savage Bastards is also the best Western comic of all time. Good for you, man. And Peter, yeah, I don't know if your daughter cares or not, but please let her know that I think that she is brilliant. And by the time she's 20, she's going to have more stuff done than most people that are in their 50s.
She's already in Scout. She already did a pinup in Scout. That's
amazing. Absolutely amazing. Crap, I'm going to have like her and Peter on the show just because like that's awesome. All right, moving on. So Tin Man, Heart of Rust, Jonathan Hendrick, who we all know. Most of us like him. Some of us don't.
Right.
Robbie
Danny
Bragdon.
likes him at least.
Yeah. And Sunil. You're going to have to help me with Sunil's last name. Sunil Garg?
Garg. Yeah, Garg.
Oh, I was right. That's a badass last name. So that looks great. Scarecrow. Is it Treatise of Terror?
Chuck Pinu, Kyron Sylvia, and Alan Ellsworth. So we all know Chuck. Chuck's everywhere. Yep. Kyron does, I think Saw's on your platform, right? No.
Nope, not yet.
We'll have to get that on the platform. And Alan Ellsworth does a whole bunch of stuff for a whole bunch of people. He's a colorist.
I love it. Lion, He Who Knows Fear is by Richard Rivera and Carla Meath.
Yep. So Richard Rivera is Stabbity Bunny. That's a big deal book in Scout.
I love how you have Toto's story. That's awesome. Because he's always left out. He gets put in a box and then he barks a little bit. And he's an instigator is really what he is. So I'm glad that you actually did that. So another one by Caleb.
Yeah. Caleb did The Colors of Mine and he wrote this one. Mm-hmm. And so Eric Hawkins, you got Zombiful World of Oz, right? That's in yours?
Which one?
Zombiful World of Oz? Is that in your platform? We got to get you on this list.
I'm ready. I'll bring all these guys on. I don't know, it doesn't bother me. That's what our platform is. It's all indie guys. So I'm more than happy to help them out. Jack Pumpkinhead by David, is it Byrne?
Byrne, yep.
Yep. Art by Brian Silverbacks. I've heard of that guy. I don't know, something about a turtle head.
Yes.
And Claudia Giuliani, which is great.
David is the co-publisher of Scout, so he is a big deal over at the Scout. And Claudia is the colors for Dog Days that we talked about last time I was on.
Oh, wow. Awesome. And I don't think Claudia Giuliani is related to the other Giuliani that's in the news right now.
No, she's Italian. she's over in Italy.
Yeah, so a little bit different. Yellow Brick Road, Old Roads Magic, written by Rob Anderson, art by Martha Schwartz. Emerald City Guard, Last Stand, written and drawn by Tyler Carpenter. Ooh, wrapped it himself. Good job.
Yeah. He did the whole
The
thing.
Wonderful Wizard of Oz, The Chess Match of Oz by Greg Lisi. I know Greg. Art by Brian Silvera and colors by Ryan Shemek. And it keeps going. Flying Monkeys, The Golden Cap, Stephen Ekstrom and Catherine Frizzle. And then The Wicked Witch Rides Again. Russell Nolte, which is on the site, Wannabe Press, and Nicholas Tourist did the art of that. Munchkin City, The Charge of the Lollipop Guild. Oh, that's going to be fantastic. By Kurt Belcher and Michael Spinney. Art by Mikkel Barker. And then Glinda Unraveling. Who's
that's Jamie Premack. I don't know why that's not labeled. I'll fix that right now. But everything's by Jamie Premack for that.
Okay. The Worker Bees of Oz, Rebuilding Emerald City. Oh, that's awesome. Stephen Cannon, Matt Knowles, and Sam Boother wrote it, and then Michael Watson illustrated it.
Yep.
Wheelers. God, the Wheelers are sons of bitches, aren't they? Like, they're scary little bastards. And I will say this, Oz in general, my son's 8, and he's watched it, and he's kind of like, a little trippy. The second one is frightening. Right. Like decapitated heads and bowls, and she puts them back on, and these Wheeler guys, and I
think any children's movie that starts with electroshock therapy is usually going to be a little bit on the edgy side.
Yeah, normally, and some people are into that. I am not, and my son definitely would not be. So, the Wheelers, Belinda versus Wheelers, written by and drawn by James Burton. And then Cthulhu Idol Gods, written by Joel Rodriguez, art by Emilio Utrera. I think I said that right.
We haven't added it to the site yet, but we just added John Crother, who does all the wrestling comics, and Don Yen, who is an Eisner Ringo Award winner artist. They've teamed up to do The Lying Frog, which is a character from the books.
Damn. But wait, there's more. Poetry.
Yes.
Poet David Greschel coming in from Neon Sunrise Publishing. Awesome. And then David, did I miss you in this mix, or did I say it and I missed?
Sounds like it. So I did TikTok, The Watch.
Okay, where is TikTok, The Watch?
Yeah, where is TikTok?
Oh, see, I'm off the book now. I shouldn't have made those many comments about Travis.
Oh, no, crazy. Like, TikTok's not on there.
It is not on here. It was not my... David's here like, dude, you just passed me. What a jerk. First time meeting, you're already passing by. What an ass.
I got another interview to get to, guys. I'll just...
It was on here, I swear.
I did TikTok The Watch with artist Craig Florence, who, my God, is a fantastic artist. And then my buddy from Mad Cave, named Stoney Williams, he rates Villainous right now. Mm-hmm. And I actually had him come on and do my colors. He was my colorist on this book. So
awesome. Well,
yeah.
I mean, so Travis, how the hell did you pull all this talent together? Like, do you know everybody and you're buddies with them, or do you just reach out and like...
So I didn't do an open submission or anything. I literally asked everyone who I knew who was talented to be part of this. So I'm not kidding when I said that. I asked them. I went and said, hey, this is my idea. Here's what I'd like to do. I told them the basic concept. So basically I said, everyone will get a character. You know, we'll assign a character to you. Nobody else can do that character. The basic premises is Dorothy sells out Oz and Cthulhu invades. And they ran with it. And the one thing that I told them is that I'm going to make this into a narrative. So when people started writing and sending the scripts, I started adjusting them slightly to make them part of a narrative. So even though this is an anthology, it all is one narrative spread through it. So it is an ongoing story. It's just you're getting glimpses of a war. So you're getting like day 5 of the invasion, this happens. Day 127, this happens. Day 97, this happens. To give it that war feel.
I love it. Damn, that's great. Danny coming in and say, we'll have David just write the adventures on OBT anthology. So, I mean, they're not leaving you out.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is how we're letting David know he's been cut. Peter bringing you in. Be like, you know.
I'm just glad we did it like publicly, you know, so I can't like right. I can't really like throw a big fit. I have to try to be kind of professional.
Yeah. This is how people break up with you, you know, or fire you in part of like a at lunchtime in a really packed lunchroom, so you don't all flip out and stuff like that.
Just expect all those desperate texts at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, like, take me back, I can write better, like, I'm never gonna write that way again, you know, that other story didn't mean anything.
I'll use proper punctuation, I promise.
Yeah. Oh, that's never gonna happen, I'm sorry.
So you guys are already doing, let me jump back up to the top. You're almost at 75% of goal. 365 backers, 13 days to go. I'm looking forward to seeing you break that. Do you have stretches that I don't see here? Do you have all sorts of
I'm not
fun?
announcing the stretches till we get there. We're getting there. We do have some rewards that are in the platform. We talk about we give digital comics for every 50 backers. We unlock, story previews every 100. So, at 400 backers, we'll give you another story preview of it. At 400 backers, you're going to do a 3. We actually get every Monday we add new pledge levels as well. In fact, and one that I want to talk about here, because I know a lot of people who watch you are independent guys who are on the up and coming. So one of the stretch goals that we're going to do is I'm going to be messaging some of our guys, and we're going to put together a package. It's going to be like $1,000, so it's expensive. But what it's going to get you is a 4-page backup written by a select group of people. So you'll be able to choose between a list of like 5 or 6 people who volunteered their stuff. You'll be able to get an artist who will be from that. You'll get an editor from this. You'll get colors. You'll basically get to pick, and we'll do a 4-page backup for your comic book, which could help you on a Kickstarter, could help you do a lot of things. And that's a cool stretch, pledge level we're going to add next week.
Damn. So you're just going to keep on like just adding on and adding on and adding on. What happens if you get to like 100K?
Then we're rich, and people are going to be like, you paid me how much a page? And no one's going to want to work for me, and it's going to be very vicious. So let's not make that. Let's just make, a decent amount so everybody gets paid.
Or you just give bonuses at that point. Be like, this is how we roll. We give out bonuses.
Yeah. No, we do bonuses. We do whatever we can. We're trying to take care of everybody, but it's hard. That $20,000, though it sounds like a lot of money, really just pays for. So it's $8,000 to pay all the guys who worked in it. It's another $8,000 to print. It's another $2,000 to do like the Chotsky stuff. And when you're talking about hardcovers, it's going to up that printing a level. So it's going to cost about $2,000 a print, and that's not counting Kickstarter fees and all that other stuff. So really, like, this is a tight ship. So anything we can get over is really going to help us out a lot.
And honestly, if we make 100,000 or more, I mean, we should just all lay it out on Travis's bed, and all 50 of us just go roll around in it together at the same time.
Right. And put that on Grindr, and we'll do great.
Oh my gosh, I don't use Grindr, but I can imagine that would be one of their top posts.
I think that's what a lot of guys that use Grindr say is, well, I don't use Grindr, but it's like, I don't look on Pornhub, but I did see this video.
But in my history,
sorry, I've been drinking. I'm just gonna be quiet for a little bit.
You should be drinking. I mean, this is what this show is about. I think the reason people like independent creators is because they don't necessarily have to work within the confines of what Marvel and DC make them to, and we get to be ourselves because, again, we do have lives outside of this. We just love creating. For me, I like creating content, and eventually I'll get back to it, but distributing and showing people and helping people grow their audience, that's what I love doing. And hopefully I'll be able to do more of that really soon. So no, be yourself. Because, when we don't have cons, that's really where people start to latch on, is because they like who you are. They can come up and be like, oh, can you sign this for me? And you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to sign it for you. Like, why wouldn't I? And obviously there are always people that stay a little bit too long at the table, but at the same time, it's tough when people are like, hey, you want to see this? I'll tell you about it. And they feel that connection. Then you have like a loyal follower for life. And without the cons, that's problematic. So if I can help fill any of that gap by helping people get to know who you are a little bit more and the kind of person you are, chances are everybody else is drinking outside right now but me. And they're just like, frickin' hey, yeah, I love this David Galiano guy and the Gibber. Like, this is just fantastic.
And the Gibber.
I hope they don't call me the Gibber. Please.
Oh,
tell me
I'm definitely calling it the Gibber now.
Yeah, I just started something, and all of a sudden, Orange Cone is off the site as of an email 15 minutes later from this. So,
an email from the Gibber, though. It'll be signed. I no longer am associating myself with you, the Gibber.
Peter's saying it must have been a virus that went to that website after you post that picture. Yeah, I'm sure it is, Peter. Big virus. Yeah, a lot. Silverbacks is saying if that happens, I don't get any money, but I think we should all be able to give Travis Arabian goggles.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds gross.
I don't know what it is either.
It's got to be something dirty, I'm sure.
I'm gonna really wish I didn't do this.
I'm gonna Google this.
Yeah, don't Google it. Don't, at least not live. You don't.
It automatically pulls up Urban Dictionary's version. Can I say this? I mean, we could throw the F-bomb, but I don't know if I want to say this because my kid might watch it eventually.
Oh, no, yeah.
But this is back from 2006. I mean, it's been around a while. So he's really pulling something out. Although Silverbacks is older than all of us.
Oh, I've done this before. Trav,
So
this was last week.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to just imagine what it could be. I'm going to just say this. It's probably racist. It sounds like it's racist.
It's really not, actually.
It's not
I don't
so much.
understand where the Arabian part comes into it, but
Yeah, it's actually more gentlemanly. Like, there's honor in it.
it's like, good sir, would you care for an Arabian goggle?
Yeah.
Well, yes,
yeah.
my good man.
Yeah, in a very drunken New York City type accent that's of an Englishman. Yes, exactly that.
So you have to tip you have to tip your hat. Good day, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably have to tip afterwards as well, too. Like, just tip the hat and also probably give a tip afterwards.
Yeah, there's two tips. There's two tips.
Do the tips touch? Because I hear if the tips touch, that's super grinder.
No, there's no stream crossing in this, I don't believe.
No, that's Ghostbusters.
Right. Okay. All right. Good.
Danny's saying that Orange Cone, he just looked it up, is on Grindr's top account. So, I mean, you guys really have it going. I mean, when you say you are indie and you get everywhere, you are doing a good job getting yourself out there, Travis.
He gets everywhere.
And that's what's important for those listening who want to get into this business. It's about getting exposure. Good, bad, indifferent. As long as you get some exposure from it, that's what matters.
I think Grindr needs to send me a check after this for all the name drops. Although I don't know if I don't know where the money came from, but if it ends up in my account, I mean, I'll share the wealth.
I mean, I don't care where the money comes from in the end. Like, honestly.
Yeah, if it's green and it lands in my account, we're good to go. Because usually that means one of you guys is getting paid. So that's also a good thing. So listen, we've been chatting for over 30 minutes already. Most of that about beer and Grindr, and Danny. I think Danny's actually trending right now through most of the Facebook chat. But is there anything else you want to talk about while you guys are still here? I mean, Travis, do you want to give a little background of you, and David, maybe a little bit of your background to kind of say, just so people that may not know who you are, kind of have a background of what else you do besides Cthulhu Invades Oz? You want to start with Travis, just to kind of give the gist? I mean, I talked about Orange Cone, but maybe not everybody knows what that is.
Sure. Well, my name is Travis Gibber. I am the Gibber. What the Gibber does is the Gibber writes comics. He writes crime comics. He's best known for his Breakdown of Four Dead Bodies. It's a crime noir, kind of a Pulp Fiction style book. I also just recently, as we mentioned, Voodoo Nations, which did really well on Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
All these books can be found on Spinwiz.
Yep, sure can.
And I do all sorts of other little things from, I got Mississippi Zombies coming out next month from Caliber and a whole bunch of different things. And Cthulhu Invades Oz, but I'm a comic writer. That's what I do.
Hell yeah. And we have that. I'm dropping the link into Travis's page on Spinwiz Comics. For whatever reason, Voodoo Nations is not up there, and neither is Parallels. Both of them are supposed to be there, so by tomorrow, they will be on there. For whatever reason. And if you're watching on YouTube, then they're already there. So that's the cool thing about YouTube, is it's kind of like a time warp. So make sure you check those out. Make sure you read them if you want some amazing content. Make sure you check it out right now. And if you love it, buy it. If you don't have the ability to buy it, talk about it. But at the very least, go to the Kickstarter and give them a nice kick. And then
the first issue's free of Brokedown, so you can read that for free. And that's
you can read Brokedown for free. That's right. And Parallels #1, I think we had.
Yeah. So there's stuff to read if you want to see whether or not you like me. Like, test me out before you ride me. Like
It's like a typical drug dealer. that first issue's for free, but
yeah.
We'll be back for more.
Somebody told me that I actually peddle digital crack, and I'm like, I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not. But the content's really good, so I mean, can I be upset about it? Not really. So, David, what do you got going on?
You're not saying they're wrong. You're just saying they're not 100% right.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Well, most importantly, my name is David Galiano. I'm friend of the Gibber. That's the most important part.
Right.
That's everything else is all my other accomplishments mean nothing. But I wrote a comic book for Mad Cave Studios called Savage Bastards. It's out in trade right now. If you want to go pick up all 5 issues, it's only $13.99, so you get really good deal on that. I did an ash can for John Hendricks' Freak Show night called Freak Show Jester. So. That apparently is going to be picked up by Second Sight and turned into a full book with my story kind of at the back end of it. So that's kind of cool. Did this with Travis here. I've done a couple of other small pieces that'll be coming out, and I'm working on some of my own stuff. So,
damn. All right. Well, make sure you get me the. I have the Savage Bastards Volume 1 on Mad Cave. Can I put that in here in chat? That's where they can.
I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't see why not.
So
and it's really, really good. He tells a very, very good story. As a rookie writer, this is his first work. It is fantastic.
Well, thank you.
David, like, in all seriousness, we have a writers group that is in our local area, and part of that writers group is holding people accountable for good and bad writing. Like, we literally look over people's stuff and stuff. So David was like, I really want to get the best of this. So I rip it apart. So, but every issue, it got better and better. And I have to be like, man, like, I remember, I think it was issue 4. I was like, there is 0 I can tell you about this issue. It's perfect.
Wow. That's high praise from Travis the Gibber Gibb.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. He never said that to my face, though, but I appreciate it. I'm just kidding. He did say that.
I only told it to Danny. I said, Danny, you need to order 3 extra trades because I don't know if you read issue 4.
And Peter said that Freak Show Jester was fantastic. Jonathan dropped off a copy to me the other day.
Yeah, it was. I actually told David that today when I called him.
I'll give you a little, for those of you that want to know about Savage Bastards, I'll give you the intro that I see on Mad Cave, which is in chat, and it's also below. Don't sweat it. Savage Bastards is a story of brotherhood, revenge, and betrayal. Set in the 1860s, follow half-brothers Sam and Elliot as they fight across a series of satellite towns in the Sonoran Desert in order to save Elliot's mother from their sadistic psychopath of a father, Durag McDougal. Ooh, that's a good name. And the rest of his crazy bastard children. Collect issues 1 through 5. First printing, limited to 5 per customer, $14.99. I
like the way you changed. I like the way you changed your voice for that too. It's like
I used to do the VOs for radio, so I throw it in for the people I like.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's what I do.
Oh man, we got a Garrett Gunn like. That's Indie Comics royalty.
Wow.
Thank you.
The Gibber coming in again, strong. Good Lord. Jeff sounds like David when he tells that. I'm going to take that also as a compliment.
I don't know what that means. Jeff sounds like David when he tells that.
Maybe that I wrote it.
Maybe.
Like I'm so attached to it that I could just rip it right off.
Or maybe
or drunk. Maybe he thinks I sounded drunk.
Actually, we all believe really in our local community that my fiance is Mad Cave, that Mad Cave doesn't exist, and that this is all just one big long game just to screw with me. Like there is no long game. Yeah, there's no Mark London, there's no Mad Cave, there's no Villainous Savage Bastards, any of that stuff. My fiance has written and drawn everything else from Mad Cave just to mess with me. This is one of Travis's conspiracy theories, and it's starting to really start to make sense. So I don't know.
Even for you?
Even for me, it's starting to make sense. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow,
Oh no,
that's awesome.
I wrote mine. She did everything else. She drew mine though. Apparently, she drew mine. She
Oh.
did the lettering, the colors, everything. So
So do
She
you
just
want?
loves him that much. She really works really hard to make sure that he feels like he's included in the community.
she treats me like a Make-A-Wish child. Like, she's just like,
Jeez. Wow. I mean, that's a good future wife right there.
I'm just saying.
So
The negative of her is that the minute Jonathan Hendricks was around, she's like riding in his car and stuff. I mean, John's
Yeah,
just
true.
a lady killer. That's probably not David's fault. It's more John being so suave and Donnie
Yeah.
Cates.
do you want to give your fiance a shout out while you're here and get some points?
Sure, why not? My fiance is Donna Birchman, and actually she's training right now, or training, I guess. She's learning how to do coloring for comic books. So hopefully we're gonna have like a comic book family here. I'll teach my son how to do lettering. You know, I'll get a dog that does like editing, and we'll be straight. Like it'll be like in house everything.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You're going to be like the Partridge Family of comics.
Absolutely, we'll travel around a little like a little
Little
VW
van?
bug,
Yeah.
or bus. Yeah, it'd be
Little
great.
V dub, and there'll be comics obviously on the side of it. You know, somebody's going to have to draw it.
Absolutely, and a lot of singing, of course, too. So
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I love all of this. And Danny's saying that she's a great artist. So awesome. Great to have
There you go.
her included in this podcast interview thing. And tell her I said hi, even though she will not know who the hell I am. But
Look,
I like her. I think she's great. So if that helps, she comes with the full endorsement of me.
well, she's very supportive, just like Travis's wife. You know, I know that she's extremely supportive. I might even be hiring her for an editor as soon as I can get my scripts together. So, but yeah, his wife is extremely supportive too. So we actually, like, I don't know what it is about our area, but we have a very just strong comic book family that we're kind of growing out here in Brevard. So we have like 4 local stores. All of them support us. You know, everybody tells us how great we are. It's actually getting to the point where we're starting to develop kind of egos and stuff, and
Right.
it's not really that healthy. Like now, I walk around in a mink coat on a regular basis, even though it's 90-degree weather, because I just think I'm that cool. So
No, and like in all seriousness, so we have this writers group, and we have me, David, and Jonathan who've written for companies or done our own stuff. We meet once a month on Wednesday. Last Wednesday, all 3 of us were busy, so they had to meet themselves. And it was really amazing because I was like, oh man, none of us could make it, but I hear it went well. Like I stopped by Kingdom of Comics, the comic store that we hosted at, and they said they did really well, and they gathered together and they encouraged each other. So we're building a little community, and like I don't even think we're the best that comes out of the community. I think some of the new guys that are coming up behind us are going to be really things to reckon with.
yeah, there's going to be a lot to watch coming out of our little group. So I'm really excited about it. I think we're going to be like the next hotspot for comic writers. People will be coming from like New York to be like, oh, I want to write comic books. I got to go to Brevard, Florida.
wow. Well, maybe when COVID is over, I'll have to fly down and meet everybody personally.
Absolutely. You can
Yeah.
stay at my house. I got a futon. It'll be great. Good
Wow.
times.
That's awesome.
It's at a bar, so I mean, it's a fantastic place to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not my house. Where we meet up is at a bar.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to judge. Like I said, this is a no judge zone.
His bar only has Bud Light Lime, so it's not a really good bar.
And White Claws. Relax.
Yeah, White Claws I can hit. Peter did say it did go well. So Peter's on board. I mean, he liked it. So that's great. He said there is Danny says there's something in the water down there, which, again, I know Danny's been throwing some fastballs down the pipe. So I don't know if that's a compliment. But
I mean, that's in his grinder description, I think. He throws fastballs down the pipe. So
Well, it's all about caring about the community and really trying to build them up. And what's great about our community is so vast. Even though we have a meeting, we have a couple of writers who are doing comics actively who don't even come to our meetings. I mean, that's how good our community is. Like we're most people who write comics are alone. They're the only person in their whole like county that does it. We've got people who are not even in our group hanging out, doing it on the side. You know, it's really amazing the amount of talent we have in our area.
yeah, where I am, we had a bunch of the guys from Action Lab Comics
Oh, nice.
were near me. And then they all kind of dispersed to different places. I think a bunch of them are still here. But, North Carolina is pretty strong. Heroes Con is always one of the best cons on the East Coast, which is always great. So it's growing. I'm not really part of that yet because I haven't been a writer. However, I also bring to the table, and that's why I started Spinwiz Comics, is I bring a big business type methodology that I can help people if they have questions about marketing or branding or PR and stuff like that. And I hope that's the way I can help the comic community. Is yes, the platform to help people grow is one thing, but Travis has contacted me for things that we'd be talking about off and on. Whether we're talking about stuff that we're going to work on together potentially, or stuff like, hey, let me throw this by you. And I think that's great. Like, I love that kind of stuff. And I'm here for a lot of the publishers and a lot of people that do that. And I guess I was talking to my wife the other day, who's also super supportive and knows nothing about what I actually do. And I'm like, I don't want to be the guy that just has a distribution platform. And she's like, well, how many people know you by name? And I'm like, well, everybody. And then she's like, then you're not. Because most distribution platforms, it's some account manager that does something and you don't know what the hell's going on and they don't give a shit. And she's like, you do. So that already sets you apart. And I thought that was nice, especially for somebody that actually can't tell anybody what I actually do for Spinwiz Comics. But, and she's beautiful too, so that also helps. So,
well, and I think what Spinwiz is doing, even, just the stuff that we've talked about privately, you're willing to try really anything. Like, if you have an idea, bring it to Jeff. Like, it's not that it's not going to happen or not, but like, it's at least the conversation is allowed to be broached. Mm-hmm. Where I think that most people, like, this is, if you go to Comixology and you're like, this is the way I want to do it. It's not an option, right? Like, Jeff and I have talked about lots of different opportunities for Spinwiz, on the platform and what to do with the platform and how to increase the platform. And I don't think that's just because it's me. I think it's because he's willing to do something unique that can help the community. And he sees people who are investing in the community. He's going to try to make something that makes it good and makes the community better.
God, he is great. You should be
right,
man. You should be a writer or something.
That's how he got me. That
really is beautiful.
That's how he got me. He was like, hey, I'd like you to write this TikTok piece. I was like, I don't know, man. He's like, well, listen, you are one of the greatest writers I've ever met in my life, and I've never seen another writer like you. Like, you have a sparkle in your eye, and and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'll write tonight, like 2 hours. I got you. Like,
later on Grindr. So, and I appreciate that, Travis. The thing that we are trying to do is help people grow. That's it. If I can help people do that, and I don't get paid till they do, I think that's another misnomer, is that I'm making a ton of money and everybody else either isn't or is making a little, and that's just not it. I give most of it back to all the creators.
Well, yeah, even your site used to have more ads. Like, the ads are cut down in half. Like, the
That's awkward. So like you were saying, your ads are cut down in half. So, I mean, you don't have as many ads.
Yeah. And, now that we have the app, we have an app on iOS and Android now. Mm-hmm. And that's finally starting to gain notoriety. And we took all the ads off just to get people to just read comics. Like, shocker. And so
I know it's crazy to think that there are people out there that want to make comic books for people to read and not,
I know,
necessarily monetize them.
That's right.
And that we do have to pay bills, but at the same time, like, if it's something you love, I mean,
yeah,
I've done a lot of work so far that I have not been paid for because I just love doing it.
I've done a ton. We're gonna that screen. There he is.
There he is.
Wait,
my internet likes to go down once a night to keep me on my toes.
Now you guys switched on me. Now I got to change your videos around like live time. All right, everybody else is getting seasick. So now we need to hit a stretch goal so Travis can get a new computer. Get to pledging. That's right.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I was saying thank you for the kind words, Travis. It was nice. I didn't mean for that to be a very Spinwiz-esque pitch. I usually keep stuff about Spinwiz completely off any interview or any podcast. But because I was basically saying that there's so much that I think there's another group of people like myself that can come and really help indie guys that are like, hey, I'm great at writing. I don't really know how to do social media. I don't know how to do content planning. I don't know what my contract should look like. I have an idea. Is this crap? Like Travis said, he has brought some ideas to me that are just like, what do you think? And I'm like, if you can do it, like I'll try to code it. And he's like, what? And it was really that easy. But if I think it sucks, I'll tell you too. And I'll be like, but here's why. So anyway, guys, we're going on 50 minutes of chatting with ourselves. And obviously a lot tonight, tons of people. And I love the fact that people are kind of jumping into it and chat. That's awesome. That's because of you and David, obviously, having such a good following, and people love you guys. Like again, it's a small group where you are, but our indie community is actually an extremely small group. Like it's maybe, if you look at everybody just from a writer's perspective or a publisher's perspective or those that you can trust, you're probably talking maybe 200 people. And
Right.
That is not a lot of people. And it took me a long time to get into that group, but now that I am, a lot of people are starting to come in. We have 90 publishers already. They're starting to come in and ask me questions and help, and I think that's awesome. But I was telling a couple podcasts ago where I can't remember who I was talking to, but and actually Silverbacks and I had this conversation where it's really hard to get in, and if you burn people, you're out like immediately. But if you treat people well, it's not like, yeah, I'll help you out. It's like, no, what do you need help with? And I think that's awesome about and I don't mean our crew, like I live with you guys, in the bar, but it's more about the group that it takes to get in and trust each other. Once you're in, we want to help each other grow. And that's awesome.
And remember, that's in Grindr. So anybody who wants to join us, just join onto the Grindr platform and you'll find us there.
Yep, it links to TikTok also, or back to TikTok, and I don't know whatever the other kids are using these days, because I'm old. So listen, anything else you guys want to talk about while we're here? We talked about your Kickstarter. We talked about, obviously, Orange Cone. We talked about David's content on Mad Cave. We talked a lot, way more than I thought we ever would on any of my podcasts about Grindr. Thank you, Danny, for that. I haven't met you personally yet, but now I have to. Not because of Grindr, just because I can be like, oh, so you're the dude.
You're the Grindr guy.
Yeah, you're the Grindr guy. That's so much. Anything else you want to chat about while we're here? I mean, this is digital. It's not costing me tape.
I actually think we're good. I mean, we've been doing a lot of these, so they're exhausting, The only thing I'd like to put a message, because I know, again, a lot of your people, are creators who watch us, it's hard out there right now. There's 306 things live on Kickstarter. Just urge you to keep working. 306 is a lot more than there normally is. That's a big, big number. But don't be intimidated. There is enough business for everybody. Don't let anything hold you back from doing that. These are the biggest numbers that I've ever seen. I've been doing this quite a bit of time, but it's a good time to be doing comics.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time to be supporting comics.
Yep, 100%. So listen, guys, I appreciate it. Hang on the line with me just for a minute so I can say goodbye. And I'm going to say goodbye to everybody online and then come back to you and say goodbye. But again, I greatly appreciate your time tonight. I know you have been doing a lot of these, so the fact that you want to spend time with me is wonderful. I will not contact you after, just because at that point it's creepy. But
Weird,
thank you,
right?
thank you so much for being here, and hang on the line with me just for 1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, was I right? Travis and David. Now, it went a completely opposite direction than I thought it was going to go. I'm not going to lie to you there. That was a twisty-turvy road to get to the end. But I'm going to blame Danny for most of that. And I don't know Danny yet, but like I said, I think we can maybe be friends. As long as he doesn't swipe my picture or something weird like that. I think maybe that's what you do on Grindr. I don't know. But it's great having everybody here. Thank you so much. We'll be back again on Sunday. Remember, if you are on Facebook Live, thanks for being here live. If you're on YouTube, make sure you go check out that Kickstarter. And like I say at the end of every interview, read it. You can obviously read Travis's stuff on Spinwiz Comics. He has other stuff. You'll be able to read all his content here. Mostly you can actually pitch in and buy VOODOO Nations when it's up tomorrow. And then everything from David, you can make sure you order it. But at the same time, if you can't buy it because it's 2020 and shit happens and sometimes not everything's great, if you can't buy it, then like it and at least share what you've seen, because other people that you know might like it. They might be able to purchase it. They might be able to help these guys out. So that's what we ask. If you read it and you like it, buy it. If you can't, share it. That way that grows and it helps everybody out. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I will be back again on Sunday with another fantastic interview. So I hope you show up. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your week, a great weekend, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon. Have a wonderful week. Later.